Steph Curry scored 23 of his 36 in the second half. Jimmy Butler had a phenomenal game, 30 points and 9 assists. The Warriors shoot 54.5%. But they come up short in overtime as James Harden scored 12 of his 39 in the extra period, and the Clippers will avoid the play-in, and the Warriors will be playing Tuesday night right here at Chase Center against the Memphis Grizzlies, a blowing opportunity to get 6 days off and take on the LA Lakers. And boy, what an NBA basketball game this was. We got our money's worth, folks, as we welcome everybody to Toyota Warriors post-game live with the Hall of Famer Chris Bullen, NBA champion Festus Ezeli. I am Bonte Hill live here at the Gatehouse in Thrive City with a lot of disappointed Warrior fans, Tough game.
Yeehaw!
It was Clippers facing this one. Yeehaw, yeehaw, yeehaw.
Man,
but the Clippers outlast the Warriors, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely, Bonte. This game tonight was everything that you asked for. All right, this game this afternoon. It's really special to see Kawhi Leonard, James Harden versus Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. This game was really decided by the turnovers and the rebounding. The bench came to play. They brought the Warriors back into the game after Draymond went out early in the game. Steph Curry also went out the game with a couple fouls, and the Warriors was trying to hang on. The bench really brought some life to the Warriors. They were moving the ball, scoring. Brandon Podziemski was really special in that first half, did a lot of good things, and I thought the second half was really about the stars getting into the game. Jimmy Butler was doing a great job carrying the Warriors. Steph Curry came in the fourth quarter and had 18 points, and overtime, it really just went down to the Clippers. They are unguardable. When it comes to the half-court offense, every time they just pick and roll with James Harden or Kawhi Leonard goes ISO, it's just really hard to stop either of those guys.
James Harden, 12 of his 39 in the overtime period. Fez, you mentioned Kawhi Leonard as Zubac's gone on the glass, 42-25. The Clippers out-rebound the Warriors.
Yeah, we talked pregame about the stars, and they all showed up. They put on a tremendous show. This was a great basketball game, great NBA basketball. Both teams highly efficient from the field and from the three. I thought there was great defensive strategy. We saw the Warriors employ a lot of zone. They picked that apart a little bit. But I thought the stars showed up. As Fezzi said, obviously went to overtime. The Clippers win 13-8 in overtime. But tremendous performances across the board. This was what you want to see in a playoff atmosphere. This is a great preparation. Now the Warriors will play Tuesday, but I think overall it's a great preparation. High intensity, high execution, both offensively and defensively. They'll be razor sharp for Memphis on Tuesday here at Chase Center.
Yeah, definitely a bummer not to get those 6 days off, but let's pick up the crunch time tape because it was nip and tuck all throughout the fourth quarter. Clippers try to create some separation late.
But when a guy's 13 for 17, you live with whatever shot he wants to take.
Absolutely. I mean, Draymond Green on Kawhi Leonard for the final possession. Draymond did a great job of giving him some space and contesting late. I mean, Kawhi Leonard was, like you said, 13 for 17. So all night long he was hot. Every one-on-one matchup he exploited. It just felt like the ball was going in every time he shot.
We saw a lot of those possessions towards the end of the fourth quarter in overtime where either Kawhi Leonard or James Harden had the ball in the middle of the floor. The Warriors came and doubled, similar to what teams do to Steph. And all of a sudden, you're playing 4-on-3 on the backside. You saw a little play by Chris Dunn, lob to Zubac. So very similar defensive strategies. Now, you know, Ty Lue was on Steve Kerr's coaching staff with Team USA, so they know each other very well. But very similar possessions offensively and defensively with the Warriors and the Clippers.
Now the Warriors go to overtime with the LA Clippers, and overtime around these parts hasn't gone so well for the Dubs. They were 5-19 entering today in overtime. That one back right there in the paint. And I wonder, fellas, I'll ask you, it comes up short, and the Warriors come up short, and they'll be playing on Tuesday. So a phenomenal basketball game. But still, when you think about this season, last Wednesday against San Antonio, the Brooklyn game earlier this season, how about giving up 20-plus points to Utah in the final 3 minutes? You put yourself in this position to have to win a game to get in the playoffs on Tuesday night.
Yeah, Bonte, I mean, with this game, all the things that the Warriors have struggled with all year long kind of came up tonight. The turnovers, really, really tough turnovers. And some of them due to the fact that Steph was really struggling with his finger. Couldn't really control the ball like he wanted to. Obviously, you know his dribbling and his shooting, obviously his hands. But the Warriors had some really tough ones over the course of the game. Could never really get into the flow and rhythm. Kind of played into the Clippers' hands because they want to go in the one-on-one ISO game. That's what the Clippers, that's where they succeed. The Warriors want to play free-flowing. They want to play in transition and could never really get into that flow. And tonight, they lost this game, but there was a lot of fight, and a lot of guys played well over the course.
Yeah, I'm looking at this game, Bonte and Festus, and not really looking backwards, more forward. I'm really encouraged because, in my mind, that Clippers team is one of the toughest teams come playoff time. And I thought the Warriors played a great basketball game. I thought their stars showed up. Draymond was huge. Steph, Jimmy, Pods was great. So to have a game like this, which had the makings and the implications of the playoffs, like a Game 7 type atmosphere, I'm encouraged that they're going to take care of business moving forward. And I think this game would really prepare them moving forward, because this had everything you would want. If you're a coach, the execution, offensively and defensively, going to zone. It just had so many different things within the game. I think this is going to prepare them well moving forward.
That was a high-level basketball game, but the Clippers do sweep the season series, beating the Warriors
in
all 4 matchups.
That's
it's
a
very
hard
thing
to do.
They sweep the season series. Again, won all 4 matchups this season against the Dubs. But let's match up against the Memphis Grizzlies to check out the season stats, as the Warriors did win that season series 2-1. And, of course, they won in Memphis, where Steph Curry went crazy and dropped 52. You see the points per game. Memphis, of course, 125, which was really inflated with that 51-point win. They did lose Jalen Wells. He's out for the season, a rookie out of Wazoo by way of Sonoma State. And John Morant and company have been struggling. Jaren Jackson Jr., they lost a tough back-to-back at home to Minnesota, where they give up 52 points in the third quarter. And, of course, they lost the next night in Denver, Colorado. So they've been struggling a bit. Now they get new life against a familiar foe. This is going to be a riveting game on Tuesday night, Fezzi.
I mean, coming off of a game like this, playing against a bigger team, going against the Memphis Grizzlies, they're familiar with them. They just played against them. Jalen Wells was one of the guys that they had playing box and one against Steph. He was shadowing Steph the whole time. So it's going to be a different defense. Also a different defense because a different coach. The coach got fired going into the playoffs. So you never know with that kind of instability. I think it's really tough to go into a playoff environment, I guess play in, but a playoff environment without your coach, without your leader. For the Warriors, this game tonight was incredible for them. You're hoping that Jimmy Butler's okay, because it looked like he banged knees. Steph Curry as well. You hope his hand is okay. But moving forward, I think this is a game that you can actually hang your hat on, because you lost the rebounding battle. You had 16 turnovers, gave up 20 points. I mean, they got you out of your flow and out of your rhythm, but you were still in the game late in the flow. I think that's what the Warriors can hang their hats on.
Yeah, with Memphis, obviously the #1 guy to me is Ja. You know, containing him both in transition and in the half court. He's so dynamic, getting into the paint, led the league in paint points by himself. But when he gets in there, you know, he'll create shots and offense for his teammates. And then Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr., prone to foul trouble. You know, that game they won in Memphis, he sat out the first quarter. That's really when they won that game. So trying to get him in foul trouble is a good idea. And then, as Fezzi said, I think in the short term, you know, healing up Steph's thumb and Jimmy Butler's knee so they're fresh and ready to go on Tuesday night.
Jaren Jackson Jr. picking up 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes of that game in Memphis the last time out last week. And, of course, he fouled out of that game on a pump fake for Jimmy Butler. So they know them. They're veteran experience. And I think also Brandon Pajewski, Moses Moody, getting a taste of what it's like in this situation. They got a taste of the play-in last year and they lost to Sacramento. But the Warriors haven't won the play-in game yet. Lost to the Lakers and the Grizzlies in the first time out. So you can't worry about the history, right, Fezzi?
Why not do it the hard way? All right, you got to go through the play-in, and you go through the play-in. You go play against the Memphis Grizzlies. They're a tough team. Obviously, John Morant is a guy who's special. He can carry his team the whole way. And with a young team, the biggest thing is not letting them get momentum early. And so when they come here, the Memphis Grizzlies do, you got to make sure you protect the paint. Rebounding is something the Warriors got to do a better job of. I know tonight they went into zone. It makes it hard to rebound out of a zone because you don't have a man, and guys are flying in to go get offensive rebounds. But, I mean, Zubac had 22, what was it?
17 rebounds, Fezzi.
22 and 17.
Yeah.
A lot of those points came from the fact that he was picking and rolling with James Harden, getting behind the defense, getting offensive rebounds. Those are something they're going to clean up, because you know the Memphis Grizzlies were watching this and are going to try to replicate that with Triple J.
Yeah, second chance points tonight were 14-6 to Clippers, so -8 for the Warriors there. But with Memphis, to me, I think the focus from my thought defensively is basically make other people beat you. Don't let Ja control the tempo of the game. Fezzi mentioned they got a new coach who's more of an offensive-minded coach. So you want to make sure that first quarter at home here, you set the tone how you want the game to be played. I thought they did a good job of that tonight. I thought, you know, getting up into the 124s is a good style for the Warriors. I thought they included all their teammates. Right. I thought tonight really was just, you know, they got outplayed in the overtime. I feel great about this game with the performance. They can carry that over to Tuesday. I got no doubt they'll win that game.
They shot 54.5% from the floor, the Warriors did tonight, and 45.5% from the three-point line, but they didn't get to the 18 threes, Willie, just 15 to 33, which is still a great percentage. All right, Tuesday night, we'll have all the coverage for you here on NBC Sports Bay Area Plus. That's right, we'll be on the Plus channel for Warriors pregame live against the Memphis Grizzlies as we get ready for the play-in game, and the winner will go on to take on the Houston Rockets in a best-of-7 first-round series in the Western Conference. coverage. All right, let's pick up the Steph Curry tape because he was dynamic, especially in the fourth quarter, where he tried to will the second half despite the tape on his finger, but he's going to look back at his film and say, boy, I cannot turn the ball over 8 times. Obviously, the bandage and a big wrap on his right thumb had an effect on his turnovers tonight, Malik.
Yeah, I thought even to start the game, Bonte and Fez, I noticed just handling the basketball was a little tough for Steph. It didn't affect his shooting. But when you're handling the basketball, you're using your thumb a lot more. People are reaching and grabbing and things like that. So I thought it affected his floor game more than it did his shooting. He was dynamic in the fourth quarter. They needed all those points. But once again, I'm really encouraged because not only Steph, but the rhythm and flow. You saw him playing off the dribble, and you also saw him getting a nice balanced attack of catch and shoot plays. When that's going, the Warriors are really hard to defend.
I love the way he adjusted. You know, his 3-ball, he was struggling with his hand, so he just started going inside. And he was still shooting the floater well. I think that's going to be there for him because guys are going to try to push Steph off the 3-point line. So those floaters are going to be key. A lot of the tough turnovers, the 8 turnovers came when he was trying to make plays with that hand. He's halfway in the air, and he's trying to kick it to a guy. I thought when he started shooting, the defense started to react. The Warriors would get some offensive rebounds their way. They can play off of that against Memphis.
Timely traps by the LA Clippers, 2 on Steph Curry, but he did go 9 for 9 from the free throw line, so he was able to get to the charity stripe. And again, the Warriors would be playing Tuesday night after